Israel turned itself into a clinical trial by making everyone get the COVID bioweapon jab, and the results were 1 in 939 teenagers in Israel suffered cardiovascular events post-COVID vaccination. Hello, I am Dr. K. Paul Stoller, and there is some. Breaking news from Israel. A shocking analysis reveals that 1 in 939 teenagers suffered cardiovascular events after receiving the COVID vaccine. This is not speculation. It's data from Israel's largest health organization, Clalit Health Services, analyzed and published in the International Journal of Cardiovascular Research and Innovation. This bombshell finding raises serious questions about the failure of health authorities to protect the public. Here's what the analysis uncovered. 271 unique cardiovascular events were reported among adolescents aged 12 to 16 during a narrow window in mid-2021. These events included myocarditis, pericarditis, and acute cardiovascular injuries. The timing was impossible to ignore. 98% of these cases occurred within weeks of expanding vaccine eligibility to this age group. Even under the most conservative assumptions, this amounts to 1 cardiovascular event per 939 vaccinated adolescents. And remember, passive surveillance systems like this often capture only a fraction of actual adverse events. Instead of investigating this alarming safety signal, the Israeli Ministry of Health dismissed the dataset as flawed, calling it garbage. But here's the truth. The reports were submitted by healthcare professionals and contained standardized codes and clear data. The clustering of cardiovascular events was visible within the structured fields of the dataset. By branding the data as garbage, officials shifted the focus from examining the safety signal to disputing technical details. This allowed them to reassure the public while burying critical safety information. Israel was widely described as the world's vaccine laboratory, with centralized health data uniquely suited for real-time monitoring. Even Pfizer CEO Albert Bourla praised the country's ability to provide early safety insights. But instead of using this data to protect public health, authorities ignored the safety signals. The consequences of this failure extended far beyond Israel, as global health agencies relied on Israeli data to shape their own vaccine policies. The Israeli case is not unique. Internal CDC and FDA documents reveal a similar pattern of dismissing early warnings about myocarditis. In February 2021, the Israeli Ministry of Health alerted the CDC to a large number of myocarditis cases in young people. But instead of escalating the warning, U.S. officials reframed it as incomplete and downplayed its urgency. This pattern of reframing and dismissing safety signals allowed health agencies to continue promoting the vaccine as safe, even as evidence of harm mounted. While the damage has been done, there is hope for mitigating vaccine-induced injuries. Research suggests that certain compounds may help reduce inflammation and promote healing in cases of myocarditis. The Israeli case highlights a global failure of regulatory oversight. Health authorities ignored early warnings, dismissed critical data, and reassured the public into complacency. It's time for transparency, accountability, and a commitment to rigorous science. The public deserves to know the truth about vaccine safety, and those responsible for burying this data must be held accountable. The data is clear. 1 in 939 teenagers in Israel suffered cardiovascular events after COVID vaccination. This is not rare, and it's not mild. It's a safety signal that demands immediate action. Let's hold health authorities accountable and ensure that vaccine policies prioritize the well-being of the public, not the profits of pharmaceutical companies. Share this video to demand transparency and reform. The fight for transparency continues. Let's make sure every voice is heard.